The last method for determining or describing spread is to use something called standard deviation. Standard deviation is the square root of the average of all the distances of each value to the mean, after the distances have been made positive by squaring them. It's good to use when the data is symmetric and has no outliers. First, we're going to look at hand calculating standard deviation, but for the quiz, I would expect you to use your graphing calculator. And when you get to, or if you decide to take AP stats, she'll show you so much more with the graphing calculator and what it can all do. So here's how we hand calculate standard deviation, and we're going to do it on a smaller set of data. So here's my data, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18. And I can tell just by looking at it, it's pretty uniform. Everybody's going up by 2. So very, very probably like sugar pea. The mean then, to find mean, if you recall, is you add them all up and divide by how many there are. So the mean on this case is 14. The distances of each data value to the mean. So if my mean is 14, then 10 is down 4, so minus 4. 12 is down 2 from it, so minus 2. This one's on the positive end of 2, and this one's on the positive end, 4 up. So here they are, negative 4, negative 2, 0, 2, and 4. Then I go ahead and I square them all. So negative 4 squared is 16, negative 2 squared is 4, and so on. So 16, 4, 0, 4, and 16. Notice that they're all positive now, which makes taking the square root of that easier after. The mean of all of these distances squared. So I add all of these up, divide by 5, I get 8. Finally, I take the square root of that, and it's 2.83. Therefore, the standard deviation is 2.83. This means on average, the data values are 2.83 units away from the mean value of the set. So they're pretty tight to each other, which I would say, right, 10 to 18, that's a pretty tight group. There's no outliers here. I mean, they're all 2 units away from each other. Then I can use calculator. So I have 2 ways of using the calculator. Those of you that have your TI-83s and those of you that do not, I show you a way to do it online as well. So recall last week there was a presentation on how to get the list into the TI calculator, and then you press, I believe it's one var stats. So you're still doing all of that. So if you need a refresher on that, please go to last week's presentations to find out how to enter that stuff into your graphing calculator. Here's a snapshot of mine. There's a lot of stats going on in here. So this is the mean up here. This is the sum of the values. Here's the square of the sum of values, etc. We're going to be focusing on this one right here with a strange little symbol. And let's go through what some of these. So SX is the sample standard deviation. SX is the sample. But when we hand calculated, we got the 2.83. And that's the population standard deviation. The symbol is called sigma. So sigma x is the one we want for this course because we're going to do population standard deviation because I want the standard deviation of all the numbers that I give the calculator. And since I'm doing all of the numbers, we're going to do population. You can also use calculator.net and then Google, so I Google calculator.net and then space statistics, and it brings me to this link here. And then you enter the data in there again. And of course, it gives you all of this information. And this time we're going to be using standard deviation. It says, see the sample standard deviation 2 rows down. So they also have sample standard deviation. We do not want that. We just want standard deviation, which here is the population. So as stated, we want the population standard deviation for the course. So we use the row that says standard deviation only. And you can see here it is 2.8. If we rounded it, 3. So here you go again with sugar W and sugar P. You can use either of the calculator methods to find the population standard deviation for the sugar data. Here are the answers. So you should have gotten 10.86 for sugar W and 18.87 for sugar P. Sugar W's standard deviation is lower than sugar P's, which we kind of already seen it all along here. So that means that sugar W is more reliable sugar source for cell growth than sugar P. That's it for today's material again. So go ahead, take that quiz, get an 80 or higher. This is also the last graded quiz that is out there. So starting after May 25th, after Memorial Day, there will be a couple items out there and they will be optional and extra credit. So if you're someone looking to get another % or two in your grade, you're going to want to complete the remaining assignments that are out there. If you're happy with where your grade's at, you can be done after this quiz, and wish you all the best. There will be a welcome to summer video out there, probably after Memorial Day. I was going to put a final video out there for everybody. So that's it. Talk to you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.